What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Guys, I was scrolling along and I found this video. I'm sure y'all see by the title already, but I thought it was interesting. Every country I like, I always do these type of videos, you know, what it's like being black in your country. I don't think I did one. I might have did one in Australia, I think, probably a couple of weeks ago. But this is recent from Hammer Time. So y'all can comment on the video, and I always put the link down in the description and stuff anyway. But yeah, I just like to see it. You know, I can hear you. It's different when you're hearing it from people that's already living their mouth versus what I can see from some video. You know, or just from people commenting. That's probably not, because most people on YouTube don't have that many profile pictures and stuff on there. But we finna check out this one though, like I said. So, but yeah, interesting. Y'all can let me know your thoughts at the end of this video. But we finna just see what they say. I'm finna see what they say, because Australia definitely a place I want to visit. You know, if I'm there when I'm 40, you know, just know I'm retired and chilling. You know what I'm saying?
Back in the US, it's like when you get pulled over by a white cops, and you being black, the chances of you surviving or you going home was very thin or very less.
If you speak your mind or you're too loud, you're considered that black loud woman, like the angry black woman narrative.
I spent about 14 years working in mines, so we look after each other.
You need to care, and you need to just spread love, you know, and be caring, be considerate.
Konnichiwa, I'm Hama from Japan. Today I'm going to have an interview with black people. What is it like being black in Australia? On my channel, I usually ask Japanese people in the countryside of Japan. So that it is gonna be the best channel to get to know about the people, culture, history in the countryside of Japan. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please hit the button and enjoy the latest contents. Okay, let's get started. What is it like?
This is definitely gonna be interesting. The first guy, I never experienced that when it came to police, because me personally, I try to avoid it. I feel like getting pulled over is a thing I can avoid. Me personally, that's what I try to avoid it. Try not to speed. If I see a cop, let me, you know, because like you said, chances are, could they? I don't know if they having a day or not. So there's a possibility. But we finna go ahead and see what everybody's saying in this.
Like being black in Australia?
To be honest, well, it depends. Other people might have their own experience, but to me, I don't have I actually have any bad experience being black.
Okay.
One way or the other, you might at work you might feel that you've been discriminated, but hey, look, this is Australia. The law works. If someone discriminates towards you report the person, they can get fined for being discriminatory. Yeah. So me,
I like what he said. He said here in Australia the law works. So
being black, I don't know. I think it's okay. I don't see anything wrong of me being black here in Australia. Yeah.
How long have you been in Australia, by the way?
10 years.
Wow.
12 years.
Well, that's a long time.
I came in 2010.
I would like to remember George Floyd died in the USA.
Yeah.
It triggered huge protests in the world.
Yes.
What do you think about this protest?
I think it was very necessary, though I didn't participate because I was working. I had a lot of friends who actually participated in that activity, but I think it was very necessary. It actually sent a signal, because it got to a point that blacks were being killed, being tortured, being maltreated back in the US. It's like when you get pulled over by a white cops, and you being black, the chances of you surviving or you going home was very thin or very less.
And I think too, like, I've been on this ever since '95. You know, that's when your boy was here, born, raised. But it's really, history repeats itself. Because like what we seen with the George Floyd, it was a lot of other. It's like history start repeating itself again, because it's like it seemed like new things, but it's been going on. Now how some of the killings happen are new, because I ain't never heard like that. That was crazy. But cops pulling over black people and they're doing, and like he said, in the U.S., Nowhere else has that happened.
So it actually sent a signal to them that all eyes are watching and all everyone was watching. So it's kind of actually, I think it might reduce it, the brutality on blacks a little bit. But I thought it was very necessary. That protest was very necessary. It's quite unfortunate I couldn't attend, but I had my cousins and my other friends who attended it. So yeah.
Let's talk about the police in Australia. Have the police in Australia treated you differently based on your skin color in the past 10 years in Australia?
Well, I haven't had much encounter with the police because I'm a good boy. Nah. Well, I haven't got to deal with the police a lot. The only time was me being pulled over because I was over speeding. Yeah, they asked me why was I speeding? Was there any emergency? Obviously, I had no excuse, or I had no better excuse, so I got fined. And which I think it's normal because you need to obey the laws. We can't put the laws in our hands because we need to think about other people's life as well. So I think the police. There was one time that I felt a little bit angry about one of the police that I had an encounter with. He pulled me. I was driving a Mercedes-Benz. I had a Mercedes-Benz ML350.
Yeah. Nice.
The first question he asked me was, "Who owns the car? Whose car is this?"
Oh.
Okay.
And
That disrespectful.
as a policeman,
It's obviously yours.
yes, of course it was mine. And to me, it sounds more like he didn't know his job, because you could have run your check with my driver's license and know who owns the car.
Right.
Maybe he wanted to see if I would lie. I don't know, but look, I got angry. I said to him, "Why are you asking me this stupid?" And I was very harsh on him. "Why are you asking me this stupid question? You mean I can't afford this car or something?" He said, "No, I'm only doing my job." I said, "No, you're not doing your job properly. You could have checked before even asking." He didn't check.
That is true. That's true.
I would have understand if he had checked before asking me that question. I probably would understand.
Yeah. And I think a question like that would trigger a lot of people, especially people that's not normally in that type of situation. That would trigger some people. But now some people might just look at it as bait to, record us. But I'm sure he handled it still the best of his ability to not get in too much trouble, because it's like, dang, that is messed up when somebody, got a nice car and you worked hard for it, and somebody say, "Wait, do this belong to you? This type of car? I would have seen you in."
I would have understand if he had checked before asking me that question. I probably would understand. But stopping me straight away, asking me who owns the car, made me feel like, yeah. So, yeah.
Where are you originally from?
I am from West Africa, Sierra Leone.
Which country is it again?
Sierra Leone.
Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
Okay. I've never heard. Can I have a look?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like where Blood Diamond and everything happened.
How long have you been in Australia?
I came here when I was 3, so I've been here basically all my life. I don't remember anything from back home, and I haven't been back since.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt
Been in Australia
like being treated in a different way as a black person?
I feel like in the workplace, like if you're, or even when I was going to college, being like black, loud, not loud, but like clearly spoken, like well spoken. If you speak your mind or you're too loud, you're considered that black loud woman, like the angry black woman narrative. And I think that's like the thing that I more have experienced, like especially because I'm like well spoken, I speak my mind, so people that will come across as aggressive, whereas if a white lady was to speak their mind, it will be oh, she's just feeling some type of way. And even if we watch shows like Love Island or like other shows, you see that when a Caucasian person speaks up or a white woman speaks up, it's proud and like, they're just saying what's on their mind, whereas if a black person speaks up, it's you're being aggressive, you need to calm down, or like you're being angry. So I think that's what I've experienced, like being a black woman. But besides,
you got a point, because I've seen Love Island.
That I feel like it's just like the same. Yeah.
Do you think it is still happening in today's world?
Yeah, definitely. I see it with a lot of people, and even if it's not black women, because my best friend was like Asian, and she was in the class with me as well, and we both got given that narrative, whereas everyone else was like not like that. So I think it's just when you're someone of color, especially because I realized, like, I work at Cotton On, so I realized when there's a language barrier, so we people express themselves differently, and what we may seem as normal to someone else isn't normal. So that translates differently the way we project our voice or the way we speak.
Did you participate in?
No, I
The
didn't.
protest?
I didn't because I was actually too scared to, just because I'm more aware, and I feel like that's just social media noise. I feel like when stuff like that happens, it's just we're bringing attention to the situation, but in the society we live in, everything's really fast.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
if you haven't noticed, like since it's died down, we haven't been seeing much Black Lives Matter. There's no marches being happening.
Money. Nothing matters until it involves money. Publicity. I was gonna say publicity. Money. Like, I don't even know if people are genuine. Like, it's hard to find genuine people these days. Like, are you helping people because, like, you just like to help people? Are you helping people because you know the attention is going to get to you? Me personally, and I'm not, like, I've gave money and helped homeless people all. Not in 1 second have I thought, dang, let me put this on YouTube. Dang, let me put this on Instagram. Like, because I don't feel like it's genuine if you have to. Now, if somebody just caught you out of nowhere just doing something, I feel like that's different. Somebody just posts you out of nowhere and you didn't know somebody was recording and stuff like that's different. It's hard to find the genuine in people these days because everybody's looking for gain, publicity, money. But never in my mind have it crossed when I help somebody, let me put this on the YouTube. Now, will it get views? Of course, it would. But I wouldn't help nobody just to get views. And I think that's what that kind of did.
It dies down. It's a trend for a certain amount of time, but nothing gets done about it. The police recognize that it's happening, but they're like, it's going to pass, which it did pass, and now everything's just back to the same. So I didn't want to get myself involved. I didn't want to get myself hurt. But there's things you can do in private that will help the situation at hand instead of making unnecessary noise that in the long term isn't going to do anything. Yeah.
So do you think the protest was a good idea to implement?
I think it was a good idea to raise awareness, but it wasn't a bad idea. It wasn't like the best idea, but I feel like I know a man that talks to like the police, like the sheriff department and everything, and he gives them like classes and everything to raise the awareness of what's going on in the Black community. That way he's helping the police recognize their actions and what they're doing is wrong, instead of, because I feel like also police are people, so like when they're in such a big crowd that are so against them, they don't know what to do. I'm not defending, this is Australia, I'm not talking about America. American police is different, but like they don't know what to do, and they kind of like feel like, oh my god, like backed in a corner, instead of us educating them into what our struggles are as Black people. In the protest, you don't get to speak. It's just yelling.
That's true.
No one's having a chance to speak to each other and get across to what the issue is and a resolution.
I was born in Congo.
Okay, she has some good points though, but yeah, she has some good points, but I think that's good in Australia if they're actually learning, trying to see. Like I said, there's difference in so many people, cultures and stuff. Like, I'm a Black American, you know? She's from Africa, so there's gonna be differences still between us, even though we Black. It's some black differences still, you know. So it's good to learn and know everybody, the cultures and different things like
to
that.
what the issue is and a resolution.
I was born in Congo.
Okay. And how long have you been in Australia?
I've been in Australia for like probably 14 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I came when I was really young.
Okay.
Since I was in year 2, so that's in 2010.
Did you participate in the protest?
I actually did participate in the protest because, as we all know, racism is a big thing. It has been going around for several years, and even if, you know, there's new laws, there's new rules that it's an inclusive country, we have to be diverse, there's still people who are, you know, still racist. And a lot of people, you know, commit suicide from racism, and you know, it just affects people in a negative way. So I did go to the protest, and also at my
So they had. I wonder who orchestrated the protest there in Australia. That's interesting.
high school, when I was in year 12, I decided to organize an inter-school protest, which is a protest within the school. because there was several students who were like, oh, the teachers are racist to us, or there's people racist to us. And I was like, oh, let's do an inter-school protest and let's end this. Let's make the teachers, be aware that racism is an issue within the school as well. It's not just in the outside world, it's in schools, it's just everywhere,
Do you think, in your opinion, it was a good idea to do protest?
I think it was a great idea. That's why I participated in it. And honestly, I don't think it made people angrier or made people more racist. I think it raised awareness on racism. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Because sometimes it's very subtle, sometimes it's very out there, and it makes people, that protest made people start doing things differently, I believe. So places were more diverse and companies were taking action within, the companies and changing rules and regulations. And, so I don't think some countries have, rules against racism. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think some countries have that now, I think racism should be a crime, don't you think? I think that...
I guess it would depend on a crime, but discriminatory, I think that it should definitely be discrimination type. A crime, I guess you'll have to... Shoot, where would you put racism at? Because some people racism and they ain't got to tell you they racist. Some people can say hello to you every day, and they could be the racist person ever. So I guess openly racist... I feel like if this happened when Donald Trump, I feel like it was more openly racist when Donald Trump came into office, though. That's here in the States, though. That's my opinion.
Whoever's racist to someone, you should go in jail because you're just spreading hate,
It doesn't damage it doesn't damage people physically, but it damages their mental.
Yes, exactly. It damages them internally. So I think people should go to jail for being racist. I don't think it made people angry. It just made people know that, racism is a thing. You need to care and you need to just spread love, and be caring, be considerate.
Where are you originally from?
From the Congo.
How long have you been in Australia?
A long time. A long time.
Like a very long time.
I graduated, I came here when I was 27.
Okay. How was it like being black man in Australia?
Well, to me, Australia is a very nice country. It depends how do you embrace it. When you embrace Australian values, we all look alike. We all the same way of thinking, and there's opportunity for everyone. So it depends on how do you embrace it.
Did you participate in the protest of Black Lives Matter in Brisbane?
No, I was busy running the shop. I know they had a march in the city, but I didn't participate. Okay.
How did you feel about this?
It's quite different. I recently came from USA. America and Australia is totally two different countries. Totally two different mentalities. And
that's true.
I didn't know that.
Australia, we based on mateship culture. I spent about 14 years working in mines, so we look after each other. And that level of culture, that level of understanding and the way of life in Australia is totally different to USA. USA is everyone for themselves, so that's
true. So, he ain't lying.
You can't compare. Surely, being
I see why he stayed in Australia. Like everybody look out for each other. The U.S., every man was for themselves. It's really like
human.
Really
you feel bad that someone has been unjustly killed by police or discriminated, but compared to Australia, it's totally different. Yeah, it's totally different. Yeah.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
Yes.
Crash landing on you.
Yeah, Crash Landing. I saw it. Oh, do you like
so
it?
good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it too. I like it too. It's so romantic. Thank you so much.
Oh, he flirted on that one.
meet you.
Oh, you too. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day.
Thank you so much.
Good luck with everything.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too.
Thank
Bye.
you.
This was
Thank you.
good. This was good. This was good. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, protests and stuff. It's crazy. Like, history always repeats itself. I think even 10, 20 years from now, people are still gonna be protesting for something. You know, does it bring awareness? I believe so, but it really just depends who orchestrated. Cause sometimes it can get out of hand and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just different. But their responses, you know, by their experience. So those were appreciated. But all in all, this was a good video. And I like the fact that, I mean, they've been in Australia for a minute. They still love it there. I mean, I just know the values of life, you know, equality and all that, definitely different in Australia than the U.S. You know, the U.S. is me, mine. And that's why I mess with. That's why I really love Australia. You know, especially because all my Australia audience, they never say nothing wrong or bad about me. Now, I do have some people that say some things, you know, that be in like the hell for review type of. I don't think they come from Australia. Maybe that's what I want to believe, but I know I do get some hate probably from other countries, people and stuff. You know, they don't say where they from and nothing like that, but I can just guesstimate in Australia. I've been nothing but kind, showing love, so I appreciate Australia for sure. If this is an issue, yes. Hopefully from years to come, everybody can learn to love each other, spread love, not hate. I don't know about it being like a crime, but discrimination should definitely go into with racism, because there's still people out there that are. So, but y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel as well. But y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.